guys, it's Ginger. So I just wanted to pop on and say hello and a huge thank you to everybody. As a lot of you know, and I keep saying this on all of my videos, I'm trying to get to 10K for my birthday. My birthday's in February, so we still got a few months left. So if you haven't, would you please consider hitting that subscribe button? It's free. I would much appreciate it. And okay, so I want to say a big thank you to everybody. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here from forever ago when I first started. Thank you to subscribing to the newcomers. I appreciate you all so very much. I've been getting a lot of requests for specific videos, mostly for Madam Glam swatches and comparisons and stuff. So I am working on those for you guys, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So I have the full back to school collection from last year. This was the collection based on Gossip Girl, and I'm going to just go through all my comparisons on the full collection and show you, because on my video that I did last year, I just swatched them, and I don't know why. So there's no comparisons on that one, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna go through all the comparisons, but I did just wanna jump on and say hi, and I love you guys, and thank you for subscribing, and we're getting there. We're getting close to 10K, so keep up the good work. Thank you guys so much, and let's get started. All right, so like I said, this is the last year's back to school collection, also known as the Gossip Girl collection. All the names were based on the show Gossip Girl. I think it was an 80s or 90s show, 90s maybe. It's an older show. But anyway, so we're just gonna grab one and find it in this mess here. And it should be close to similar colors. And we'll just do comparisons. So let's start with Fifth Avenue. I do talk about Fifth Avenue quite a bit. It's a gorgeous shade. Love it for fall. Okay, should be on this one. So here is Fifth Avenue. It is kind of like a mustardy yellow, caramely color. Let me get just a smidge closer so I can see what I'm doing in my screen here. I have it sitting next to Toffee Break and French Roast. French Roast would be a good bit darker, and Toffee Break is also just a little bit darker, and then Fifth Avenue is it's got a little bit more of a mustardy yellow kind of color to it than Toffee Break. Toffee Break has a bit more brown carameliness to it. So I'd say if you have Toffee Break, you wouldn't have to have Fifth Avenue. They're pretty close, but if I had to choose between the two, I would buy Fifth Avenue again, because I really like it. It's a good color. It works well. I love it. So that is Fifth Avenue. Aren't these bottles so cute too? Okay, let's see. Let's do Blair Waldorf. Now, I just talked about this in my last swatch video because it's pretty close to Wicked Witch. So Boat Trip is more of a turquoisey kind of color, and then you've got Camouflage, which is definitely more of a bright green. Really, the closest one I have is Wicked Witch and Blair Waldorf. So Wicked Witch is a bit darker and just a little bit more tealy turquoisey than Blair Waldorf. So that would be it for comparisons. It is showing up in camera a little better today. I don't know if it's the lighting in here or what's going on, but this isn't quite as dark as it's showing up, or quite as blue. They're both just a little bit more green than this. So hopefully that helps. And I just want to say thank you again to everybody who's commenting and requesting videos. I love you guys so much, and I love doing this, and I'm glad this helps. So I look forward to seeing the comments saying that it helped you in deciding what you wanted to buy. I love that. Okay, I'm looking for Lonely Boy. It's on here somewhere. Now, I remember from my swatching, Lonely Boy was a little bit sheer. There it is. Okay. Okay, we've got Lonely Boy right here, and then Lost in the Woods right next to it, and Grassy Sassy, not really comparable. It's much lighter. Lost in the Woods might be the closest, but Really, they don't compare shade-wise because Lonely Boy is a lot darker, but again, that is a sheer kind of almost a jelly, but you can build it up. Like within 3 coats, I'd say you'd have that build up pretty well. So it's a bit of a darker, an almost foresty green. And then right next to that is Heart Attack, which is my darkest green. This one on the nail is so dark it almost looks black, but you can tell it's still green if you got the right lighting. But yeah, so there's that one. Lonely Boy, Lost in the Woods, Heart Attack. Okay, moving right along here. Let's grab, I got this red one here because I got my red swatches right next to me. This one is Mother Chucker. And I just compared that one in my recent video as well to Miss Dorothy. So here's all my reds. Love them so much. Okay, so it goes reds, then it goes like sparkly red, then burgundy. So we're not going to compare those ones. Let's just grab all of these. So these are all of my reds. We've got Perfect Red, An Affair to Remember, Smart Oxblood, Very Chic, Mother Chucker, Miss Dorothy, Too Busy to Care, Love Potion, and Double Trouble. There are a lot of these that are very similar. Now it's going to be really hard to just show exactly the shade difference on camera here because, you know, they don't always show up 100%, but the reds are pretty close. So starting off with Perfect Red, this one is definitely, I'd say like an orangey kind of red, a summer red. It's very bright, very bold red. It really doesn't compare. So we got An Affair to Remember. Now when this one swatches, it has that pink undertone, as does Mother Chucker. So they both got that kind of pinky undertone.
How are ya?
Okay, sorry about that. Someone walked in the shop to say hi. Okay, yeah, An Affair to Remember and Mother Chucker, they both have that kind of pink undertone. And they're similar, but I would say that An Affair to Remember has more of a pink, almost a magenta look to it. It's still a red, but it's got more of that pinky tone to it. And then we got Miss Dorothy right here. Miss Dorothy is a good bit darker. It also has a little bit of a pink undertone, but it's still a bit deeper than Mother Chucker. And right next to it on this side, I've got Very Chic. Now this one is kind of sheer as well, as you can see. I'm not a big fan of Very Chic just because of how sheer it is. And it's not like a glass gel, but it also doesn't build up very well either. And it's a little bit streaky to apply. So that one isn't my favorite. Mother Chucker is a good one. And my favorite red that I've talked about before is Too Busy to Care. This one doesn't have that red undertone when you swatch it. It's like a perfect deep Christmassy red. And it's just red. It's not orangey red. It's not pinky red. It's red. It's not too dark. It's not too light. There's something about this one I love so much, and they don't have it anymore. Oh, I hope they bring it back. Anyways, but it's pretty close as well to Miss Dorothy and Mother Chucker. They're kind of similar. I'd say this is the deepest of the three, so it goes from deepest to lightest this way. Mother Chucker, Miss Dorothy, and Too Busy to Care. So, but they're not a full shade difference. They're barely a half a shade difference. So again, you wouldn't need all of these. You really can't go wrong with any of these three right here. They're good. If you can't get Too Busy to Care, I would go with Miss Dorothy. Honestly, it's very good. So, yep, there's the reds. I talked too long about that one. Let's do the pinks now. We got It Girl and Little J. I do reach for these a lot when I'm doing nail designs. They're very good. And I think these ones might be in the Think Pink campaign. So if this video goes up before that is over, look into the Think Pink campaign and getting some gels for a good cause. Okay, so let's start with It Girl. This one it reminded me of Vintage Pink, and I think that's the one it's sitting next to here. It's got that, yeah, it's got that mauve-y tone to it. So here is Vintage Pink and It Girl together. It's got that mauve-y tone to it, but it's definitely much lighter than Vintage Pink. And then next to that, I've got an OPI on there. I thought I moved all those. Oh, what am I thinking? You're So Vain, that goes even lighter. So nothing directly compares. let's see, Pillow Talk, we're getting even more mauve-y toned. So I really love it, girl. It's such a pretty color. It's not too mauve-y. It's not too pink either. It's a very pretty shade. I don't have anything that's 100% a dupe for this. Okay, and then Little J, also a gorgeous color. So we've got Little J, Think Pink, and this is Oz, which is from the newest collection. Those will all be the closest. So Little J and Think Pink are pretty close. Think Pink is just a bit deeper than Little J. This is Oz. Let's see. Yeah, that's still a bit darker. It doesn't quite compare. So I think your closest one will be Think Pink. I don't think you would need both of these in your collection, but they are different, but they're not so different that you're going to have them both. So hopefully that helps. All right, let's do Serena. She is a beautiful neutral. Where you at, girl? All right, so we've got Little Toto, Ballerina, Grazie Mille, Beige Rose, Serena, Proud Nude. Here we go. Okay. So Serena. Okay, so I talk about Ballerina a lot because it's a nice like ivory. It's a perfect neutral background to do stamping on. And I just watched Little Toto, which is like the same shade, only it's got a little bit of sparkle to it. When you get into shades like Serena, these are more of what I would call a nude, neutral color, a little bit more beige. So they don't have quite that ivory tone to it. It's probably closest to Proud Nude. We've got Beige Rose right here. This one's Serena, and this one's Proud Nude. Beige Rose is more beige, more tan, so that one isn't really a direct comparison. But I would say Proud Nude is your closest. They are just so slightly off from one another. I wouldn't say 100% dupe, but super close. This one might be just a tiny bit pinker, and this one might be a tiny bit yellower. So Serena, Proud Nude. That's those ones. It's also a very pretty shade. All right, XOXO. I love this one, but it is a bit sheer. Here is XOXO. This one, I believe I've got 3 coats on here, and I can still see through it. Of course, these are clear swatch sticks, but I have put this on people before, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Very Chic, where it's really sheer, but it's not a jelly. Okay, so I ran out of time and everybody came into the shop, so now I gotta do a voiceover. But here we have Workaholic. XOXO is right in the middle. Nothing really compares to this 100%. Again, it's very sheer, but it does make a pretty tint to the nail over like an acrylic. It's really pretty. And the one on the right is Always Late. That is an absolute gorgeous shade from this past collection, the Office collection, the one before the Wicked collection. So yeah, again, nothing 100% directly compares to that, but again, it's a very sheer color. It's not going to be 100% opaque. So okay, let's see, we've got what, 2 more left, I think. It's hard doing this the day later. You Know You Love Me. This is kind of a neutral, but it's more on the peachy tone side. It's an absolutely gorgeous color. I've used this several times on my coworker. She loves this color. So we're going into the peachy tones here. We've got Cheek to Cheek, and if I hold them up here, I can see the names. Come on, girl, hold them up. I think I'm just trying to find the comparisons here. So that one is You Know You Love Me. Yes, right next to it on the right is No Taboo. On the left is Peachy, and on the end is Cheek to Cheek. So it kind of falls somewhere in that like neutral peachy tone, but it's not too pink, and it's really not orangey peach either, but nothing 100% directly compares, but it fits right in the middle here with these. So hopefully that helps. Okay, and last but not least, we have Upper East Side. I use this color a ton. It's an absolutely gorgeous kind of slate gray. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's the darkest gray I have. And it doesn't pull black on the nail. And then I have a couple other ones in here that have a bit of a purpley undertone to them, and this one doesn't do that either. So right here is Upper East Side. Right next to it is She's All That. And then right next to that is Soulmate. She's All That and Soulmate right here are almost identical, but they do pull that purple undertone ever so slightly. And on the nail, they almost look black. Upper East Side doesn't do that. It's definitely like a slate gray. It's so pretty matte. It's so pretty shiny. This is a must-have for me. Like, I would definitely recommend getting this one. It's very pretty. And it looks great with the lighter grays. There's gray area. Very pretty next to that as well. But I don't have a dupe for it at all. So I would highly recommend picking that one up. So that is it for the comparisons, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you so much for requesting this video. I appreciate you guys so much. And I'm sorry that the comparisons weren't in the first video. I think I was still getting right back into the swing of doing my swatches. And now I've got it down pat in a style that I like, and it works with all the comparisons at the end. So I'm gonna continue to do it that way, but this was requested and I am happy to oblige. So I hope this helps, and I hope you guys pick up some of these shades. They're gorgeous. If you'd like to save 30%, you can use my discount code. I'll pop it up on the screen here. And if you want to build your gel collection, I would highly recommend signing up for the VIP, where you can get 50% off. And don't forget about the Think Pink campaign for the month of October. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.